Hi everyone and welcome to the early years staff meeting. It's Stephanie here and Sarah.
And it's Sarah. Sorry, I thought you were carrying on.
That's okay. And it's just been a bit of a rainy day today, sleety day.
Yeah, a very wet day. A lot of the children, of course, didn't bring any spare clothes. So we've had very soggy, miserable children and adults today.
I mean, I feel really bad because I wasn't there to support you through it as it's my day off. But I did think of you several times throughout the day today.
Oh, were you doing something really nice?
Well, I just had lunch with my friends.
Oh, my heart bleeds for you.
Sorry.
Yeah. So the classic thing happened. The decision about whether we were having the wet play or not was sort of dithered about, and it's sort of half of the year group did go out and half stayed in, and there was sort of staff everywhere, and it was a bit chaotic, but we finally got our act together, and it was the whole outdoor play was finally called off about mid-morning.
And I mean, we do like to take the children out in all weathers, so you know that if it is wet play, then it's seriously wet.
Definitely. I think and that's why we were dithering so much, because we want the children to be out, and it was sleet, snowing, and we had a lot of excited children, and we wanted them to experience it, but equally we had a lot of big puddles. I mean, the mud kitchen was like a mud pool. Which lots of children took advantage of, and to the point where it got a little bit risky. And there is risky play, and then there's risky play. So yeah, that was shut down after a while.
It's trying to find that balance, isn't it, between this is a valuable experience for them, getting out in the rain, experiencing that, but at the same time the practicalities of we only have so many spare pairs of tights. We barely have any boys' pants left. And it's the muddy boots traipsing through the classroom, getting the classroom all wet. So it's just weighing it up, isn't it? And thinking.
Yeah, and like when you see their little faces and they're having just the best time in that big muddy puddle. Through your mind, you're in that moment with them, and you're like, oh yeah, this is magical. But then your mind is also skipping about 5 steps ahead when you know, A, you've got to try and get this child out of the puddle, and B, you're then thinking, I think I've only got one pair of socks left, and they could be Barbie ones. This might not go down too well. So yeah, it is you're always weighing it up in your mind, and I think that is why early years practitioners are always so tired, because we are thinking about 10 steps ahead for many children and staff as well.
And I think also is that having that conversation at the end of the day with the parents, because you kind of know your parents that have sent in the rain suits and the welly boots and are fine with them going out in all weathers, and then you do get, even though we try to explain to them parents why it's important they're out in all weathers, you do get those parents that will be like, oh, what, you let them get soaking wet? And it's just thinking, oh, do I really want to have that conversation at the end of the day and hand over the bag of wet clothes again? Because it's always the same children.
It is, and it's the children who come in with all the wet weather gear that don't ever want to go out, and it's the children that don't usually come prepared are the ones that are in the thick of it. But I think I have seen that some settings, they do put out little displays for parents where they have pictures of uniform that are muddy and wet and caked in paint and Play-Doh and dinner, just to show parents that if children do come home like this, then that is a sign that they have been doing lots of really great learning, and to try and encourage parents to A, send in spare clothes, but to B, just let their guard down a little bit, and their expectations about what children should be coming home. They're not always going to be like coming back the way they came in.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it's a sign of all the fun they've had and all the learning they've done that day.
Exactly.